Hey, how's it going? Today I want to share with you the best magic mods that I can find for 1.16.5. Now some of these mods are really popular, so you might have heard of or even played with some of them. With that being said, you can use the timestamp to navigate to the part that you want to watch. The mods in this list can be as simple as right-click spells or as complex as a 2-semester course in med school. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. The first mod that we have is Occultism. This mod focuses on rituals and summoning spirits and familiars that automate tasks, create jewelries and tools, and provide buffs to players. To get started with this mod, you need to break grass until you can get a seed like this. With this seed, you can craft the dictionary of spirits and learn about the rituals and basics of this mod. You can also use the seeds to grow demon's dream fruits, which allows you to see things that you can't normally see. The blurry effect is a really nice touch, as it makes the experience feels like a spiritual journey. This mod contains a lot of content, so be sure to read the book thoroughly if you want to make use of the functions of this mod. The next mod that we have is School of Magic 2nd Semester. This is a port of the original School of Magic mod back in 1.12.2. To get started with this mod, you simply need to kill another spellcaster such as Witch, Evoker, or Illusioner. After that, the questline is quite straightforward, so I'll save that part for you to discover. The spell in this mod is quite simple and straightforward, but at the same time it's not too plain and forgettable. And I really like the Harry Potter vibe that this mod gives. The most important thing is that this mod is under continuous development, which means the author plans to add biomes, dungeons, creatures, and all types of awesome stuff into this mod, so I'm really looking forward to it. If you're into anime-styled magic mod, then Mahou Tsukai is probably the best one that you can find. I mean, even if you're not into that, this mod is still really good and definitely worth the time to look into. To get started with this mod, you will first need the Knowledge Compendium, which can be crafted like so. This book will give you the recipes you need to progress with this mod. You can make scrolls and runes by setting up these blood circles and putting in the right powdered materials. And the spells. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love the spells in this mod, so yeah, I guess I'll show you instead. Coming up next is Astral Sorcery. This mod gives you the ability to gather the power of starlight and constellations. It's quite a complicated mod, but surprisingly it's easy to get into. Firstly, you will want to find aquamarine shells that spawns on the surface of the ocean's bottom. With that, you can craft a parchment, which can then be crafted into an astral tomb, which will give you information that you need to progress in this mod. There are shrines left all over the world, and you can sometimes find loots and most importantly, constellations in these structures. You can use the looking glass, which can be crafted like so, to look into the sky and find these larger stars. Some days you may not be able to find any, and some days you may find constellations that you haven't unlocked yet. But if you're lucky enough to find one, you can unlock more knowledge in the book. The thing that I like most about this mod is the utilities that the magic provides. For example, the Cave Illuminator allows you to light up the entire cave below it with starlight. Or maybe these awesome capes, which makes you look like a dark overlord. I'm sure it has some other uses, but I'm not advanced enough to understand its usage. With that being said, it's a ton of fun discovering stuff in this mod, and I think you'll enjoy yourself too. If we're talking about mods with the most amount of content available, then we'll have to include Botania. This mod, you can spend as much time researching about this mod as you would for a normal 1-semester research essay course, and you will still find yourself learning more about this mod after time. Yes, there are a lot of materials in this mod, but it's more of the automation and contraptions that you can perform with the materials that really puts this mod above the others. Now the most important part of this mod are the flowers, so collect them because they will be very useful later on. In mid-game, you'll be able to open the portal to the elf dimension, in which you cannot enter but throw stuff into in exchange for better items. In late game, you can enter the end and collect Ender Air bottles to obtain some of the strongest armor in Botania. And after that, you need to summon and defeat the legendary Guardian of Gaia. And that's just scratching the surface of this mod. Trust me, this mod's gonna take you weeks to get into and master, and you can decide if that's a good thing or not. Mana and Artifacts is the official port of the legendary Ars Magica mod. This mod adds in a bunch of structures, mobs, and most importantly, spells into the game. It's another amazingly detailed and extensive magic mod, but this one is much more focused on the adventure and RPG aspect than the rest of the mods in this list. There's even a quest system to gain tiers which will allow you to unlock better spells. To get started, you will need to find a villager called Spellmonger who will trade you a codex for Vintium ingots. This is obtained through a multi-layered process of smelting the Vintium ore, which can be found in underground caves. From that point on, you pretty much follow the codex instructions and explore around to find items that you need to cast spells with. The cool thing about this mod is that the spells are all customizable. You can choose who the spells affect, what the spells can do, and how strong they can be. In late game, the spells that you can cast really makes you feel like a god. I highly recommend this mod if you enjoy an RPG styled magic mod. Alternatively, you can try Art Nouveau, which is an unofficial port that provides a different yet familiar experience. Try this one out if you want a simpler and more vanilla friendly version of mana and artifacts. After that, we have Eidolon. Now, since I've reviewed this mod before, so I'm just gonna gloss over it, and you can check out the full review here. Now, normally I don't like to showcase mods that I've reviewed before, but with how amazing the textures look, how immersive the rituals and alchemy is, and how useful the items and tools in this mod are, I just gotta put this mod in this list. This mod is fairly easy to understand and get used to, and all you have to do is to follow the Ars Ecclesia's recipes and instructions, and you'll be an expert in this mod in no time. Speaking of simple magic mod, Wizard Staff is definitely at the top of my list. This mod adds in a simple Wizard Staff, which can be crafted like so. You can press shift right click to open its inventory and check what you can put inside the staff. This is one of the simplest magic mods that I can find, and yet it doesn't lack the functions that other large magic mod provides. In fact, the spells in this mod are quite original and nicely executed. If you want to have a simple magic mod that doesn't require too much thinking to get into, then I highly recommend this mod. Moving on to the fabric mods, Totemic Overhaul is probably the most vanilla friendly magic mod in this list. This mod embeds its magic spells in the totems, which fits really great into Minecraft's lore. And yes, this is yet another mod that I've reviewed in the past, and I don't want to repeat myself, so I'll just leave a link here if you want to check that out. But overall, the way the mod author expands on Minecraft's lore with the totems is a really fresh take. The last mod in this list is Requiem. If you don't think dying in Minecraft is punishing enough, then you should definitely try this mod out. When you die, you will be transformed into a demon that can possess undead entities. You will need to work your way back to being a normal human through obtaining weakness potion and a golden apple. If you want to increase the challenge, you can install the Memento Mori add-on, which makes the process a whole lot more difficult. Now, this mod does not exactly add any fancy spells or stuff into the game, but flying as a demon has gotta be one of the most magical experiences that you can have in Minecraft. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my favorite magic mods from both Forge and Fabric, ranging from the simplest to the most complicated. But what do you guys think? Did I miss any mods? Are there other mods that deserve to be on this list? Comment below. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribe, because it really helps me out a lot. Alright, that's it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.